All right, what do you think of this hat? You like it? My wife actually got it for me in Scotland, and before she went on the trip with her sister, she asked me, "What can I bring you back from Scotland?" And I said, "You know what? I'd be happy if you just brought me back some tape, some Scotch tape." But no, she did me one better and brought me this hat. So I love it, and I've been wearing it for a couple days now. But how's everybody doing? I'm Whitney Howell, and we're kicking back to some funky chill out lounge jazz. But like I said, I'm Whitney Howell, aka Couch Guy, and we're paying a little tribute to Dick Cavett. And Dick Cavett really is becoming a spirit animal for me. I'm really drawn to his cerebral over politeness, and I think it matches my vibe. So, like I said, we're channeling Dick Cavett, and well, in the fashion or in the style of Dick Cavett. What are you looking at me like that? I really would like you to stop. You're giving me what's called the walleye, and I'm uncomfortable with that. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay, back to Dick Cavett. Dick Cavett was a talk show host in the early to maybe middle 70s, and I think he really inspired David Letterman. But I think he set the mold for some of the talk show format. He and Johnny Carson did that, and I'm going to do what he does here, and I'm going to read some questions that are from letters from my correspondents. Correspondents meaning people who correspond with me, and correspondence is just a generous term for, well, let's just say it's a generous term and leave it at that. But, okay, here's the first question. How are you? How are you doing, Whitney? Thank you. I'm well. And I admit that sounds a little obligatory, and it is. It's what we call a courtesy answer. And it's right up there with, say, you holding the door open for someone and not making eye contact. So let's just put that one at the bottom here. Okay, this next one is what are you doing these days? I think maybe we'll redact that. I don't. That's just something I don't want to talk about. Okay, why are you? What is this? What's going on? What's this hand motion? Like I said, well, whatever. We'll talk about that later. Okay, all right. But anyway, okay, this is not so much a question as it is a statement, and this comes from a letter from another correspondent. Every time Whitney Howland stands up, and every time you, Whitney Howland, stands up on the stage, he actually said Whitney Howland, so he's really talking in third person. So I'm not sure what that's about. But every time Whitney Howland gets up on the stage to do stand-up, the terrorists win. That really just is not nice. And that is some negative energy. And I think there's been a lot of that going around in the last year. And we just really need to knock it off. So, I to that person, I don't appreciate you just putting that energy out there. This wasn't cool. Okay. We'll just read through a few others here. I'm gonna look through a few others. here. And what's your relationship status? This is from another correspondent. I'm saying open, but only during business hours. After that, you need to submit a request in writing. No, all kidding aside, I'm married. So consequently, I don't date much. All right. I don't want this to go long because I don't really want you to lose interest. So we're going to read this last one, and that is, what advice do you have to the people in your audience? Again, another correspondent. And I'm going to say just be yourself. And if you can't do that, make somebody up and commit to it. For the longest time, I was Rocco Minted, badminton pro and extraordinaire. And I wasn't very good at badminton, but I just had good posture. So, well, I'm gonna just stop before I make things worse here. And I'm going to keep these cards for evidence, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this little tribute to Dick Cavett. And I'm Whitney Howland, aka Couch Guy. And again, this was comedy from the couch. And so we're just going to have this jazz music just kind of bump us out.